Welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm Jessa Jeremiah, and joining me is Mr. Stanley Gruber of the Gruber CSA Farm. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show today and telling us about the Stanley Gruber Farm. First of all, let our viewers know all about us, all about you, and what you have going on.
Well, we're from St. George, about an hour and a half up 95 up here, and this is about the CSA farm, which means community-sponsored agriculture.
Okay.
And basically, this thing started in California, and I think it's going up north, and now it's hitting South Carolina. And the agriculture department is pushing it very hard. There's a growing demand now for locally grown produce rather than things shipped from Mexico or wherever.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's also a kick now toward eating healthy and the benefits that come from eating fruits and vegetables and that type of stuff versus some of the other eating habits that people have. And I started this program last year, which means CSA means community-sponsored agriculture, and it's just a way of hooking a farmer like me that's growing produce up with a consumer.
Okay.
And the advantages of it are that it allows first thing, it gets me money up front.
Sure.
So that I have operating money, because this is a terribly expensive operation.
So you have your farm out in St. George, and what you're doing is you're basically supporting the community by getting your goods out to this community-supported agriculture, and that's how we as consumers get in touch with what you're doing out there.
That's right. The advantage is freshness. You know, we pick it one day, deliver it the next. That's about as fresh as you can get it.
Yeah,
without
absolutely.
growing.
That sounds like a quick turnaround to be harvested one day, delivered the next.
Yeah, we harvest it, wash it, package it, and then we put it straight on refrigeration, and then it comes straight off of that refrigeration the next morning.
And what's the advantage of having that real fast turnaround, and what's a typical turnaround on the harvesting to delivery phase? Because one day, like I said, seems like a really fast turnaround. So what's the advantage there?
Well, it is. I mean, if you think about something coming from Mexico and then coming into a warehouse or a food chain, you know, you could be talking about a week before it ever gets into a warehouse.
Right.
Then it has to come out of the warehouse and go to a store and then go to the consumer. So, you know, consumers are getting these items on the same time frame that a food chain would be getting it from me. So it's as fresh as you can get it without growing it yourself.
So this is really a benefit to your customers that they're able to get this real fresh produce, these goods at such a quick turnaround rate, and they're also able to support their local community and their local farm.
And that's right, to try to keep a farmer like me in business.
Absolutely. Well, tell us a little bit about what you do at the Gruber Family Farm. How does that go hand in hand? Obviously, there's a lot of health benefits with buying local and locally grown. Tell me about a wellness and fitness program, or how that might go hand in hand as a whole lifestyle.
A lot of companies now are pushing, they have wellness programs, which means that a healthy employee is better than a sick employee and somebody that's out with illnesses. And they're finding out that eating fruits and vegetables are very good for you. You know, diabetes, it lowers that rate.
Absolutely.
Blood pressure. I met with some oncologists that talked about the benefits, and especially with colon cancer, eating vegetables versus red meats and that kind of stuff, or at least getting vegetables into your diet, and it's good. And we working with wellness programs in hospitals with, like Nuco and Sunoco and big places like that are doing this as a benefit for the employees, and some of them are doing payroll deductions, so
right.
that kind of thing. So that works out real good.
So you've really managed to partner with some other organizations to not only provide the health benefits that you're providing with your products, but also you're providing some additional possibly discounts for consumers and employees and some great programs.
That's true, and I'll tell you, one of the places that I started targeting this past winter was fitness centers. You know, Powerhouse Gym, we partner with them.
Tell me what you do for a Powerhouse Gym, because I see that you've got some posters and things up at Powerhouse. What do you guys do? What's your partnership there?
Well, this actually started with East Shore Athletic Club in Charleston. They called me. I think they got 12 or 13 of them down there, and the lady told me that the personal trainers were complaining because they were doing all this work with people and they weren't seeing any benefits, so they weren't seeing them lose weight and that kind of stuff, and they thought it was because of their eating habits.
Sure.
So they got me in there and they started promoting the CSA in the gyms, and that's worked out very well for both of us.
Well, that's wonderful, and that's an important point, because it's really about an entire healthy lifestyle, and you really can't have one without the other, and that's where you really come in by providing us with that locally grown, really healthy food that is going to be in addition to any fitness program. And that partnership is really wonderful to get people to start eating healthy on top of their fitness program. So that's great.
And also what this thing does, we put recipes in for different things, because you may get something in the box that you don't know what it is.
Sure.
Or something that you haven't eaten in a long time. We give you different recipes and you can go in there and cook them, and a lot of people are finding that something they didn't like 20 years ago, because they had already purchased it and that was part of the box, that they tried it and now they like it.
They're learning how to prepare it, maybe
That's
to their
right.
liking.
And there are a lot of, there's a lot of different ways of preparing things now than there was, 10 years ago or whatever.
Well, that's great. I definitely need your recipe tips, and I'll have to check out your website. So that's where we can find you, right? We can go to grubercsafarm.com and we can find you there. Tell us what's on your website.
The website tells you where we deliver to, what days we deliver to.
Okay.
It gives you an idea of availability, some of the crops that we grow and some of the fruits and vegetables that'll be in the boxes. It tells you how to sign up. You can either mail us a check. If you do that, then you need to put your drop site and email address so that we can get in touch with you and know where we drop in your box. Let me mention too, if you will, the drop sites on Hilton Head and Bluffton. J Banks, which is right by the Nissan dealership right there,
right
on the island. Green Thumb Garden Center is a drop site for us. Powerhouse Gym is a drop site, and Matthews Marine right by Suns, right at 170. Sun City there.
And if we haven't taken this down, we can find this information on your website.
You can find that information on the website.
GruberCSAfarm.com. Stanley Gruber, thank you so much for coming on and telling us about the Stanley Gruber Farm and the Gruber Family Farm. And you're here on Talk of the Town. You're here on Talk of the Town, and we'll be right back with more.